took his wife into the bath, then tightly gripped her neck, slowly revealed the reasons for marrying her. Because Taewoo wanted to have you. It turns out that Jeju found the secretary's address. According to the location, arrived at his apartment, coincidentally encountered Renzia while entering the elevator, unexpectedly discovered that Renzia had connections with the eldest secretary. Years ago, the secretary's mother was an employee of the group, died in a traffic accident. Driver for the scene to raise it. So life together with Renzia. Just spent 7 years together. Taewoo was shocked by this news and couldn't speak. In addition, Jeju also blackmailed the secretary. Both thought it was a misdeal, but didn't expect. The secretary's testimony was arranged entirely by Renzi, and the goal was to send Taewoo to jail for life. Meanwhile, Renzi had instructed the Minister of Justice, whether by using connections or methods, must get the judge to sentence Taewoo to death, and the judge ruled that Taewoo was guilty of murder. The maximum sentence, death penalty. Here's a brief introduction. Usually, murderers or death row inmates were red identifiers. When Taewoo entered the cell, he scared the 2 yellow-clad cellmates. Coincidentally, the crime boss is locked up together. He was the one who demanded high-interest loans back then. This is the first encounter after a conflict. That night, Renkia grew more and more furious. It turns out Hyun knew the secret of Taewoo and Hyun, but he kept it to himself. However, images of their close moments kept surfacing in his mind. Just then, Hyun walked in. Renkia rushed over to propose his love, but Hyun pushed him away. That's when the initial scene occurred. Renkia prepared Taewoo to adopt, worried that the dog might have thoughts of becoming human. So, he stole Hyun away. After expressing his emotions, he left the bathroom. In fact, Hyun was also hiding something. She already knew that Renkia was across from the base. She must have discovered their secret, but she didn't know what she didn't tell Timo. The next morning, Hyun visited Taewoo. She expressed her desire to pursue her own goals. Taewoo suggested going directly to see the chairman, confidently telling him she wants to work at the foundation. What do you want from helping me so much? What I want right now is not the group. Then Hyun followed Taewoo's advice. She arrived in front of the chairman. The chairman says Taewoo's influence in her tone. So he gave Hyun a chance. In the end, they reached an agreement. Meanwhile, Taewoo bought a phone from the black boss. Of course, it's not something anyone can just tap. The next day, Renzia received a call from the chairman, informing him to bring his wife to the family reunion this weekend. I'll skip the romance. Taewoo's mom visited his son in prison, but he refused her. Then she regretted it and caused a scene, violating regulations. She was ultimately locked in solitary to reflect. That night, the guard patrolled through the small window. Taewoo looked into his eyes and suddenly remembered, the person driving that night wasn't the secretary. He immediately called number 19, asking him to find out who drove to the hotel. The one who killed the eldest son was the secretary, and the evidence points to the guy who drove that night. The next day, number 19 used his connections to locate the driver, but this person was very agile. Incredibly lucky, they cleverly avoided capture. At night, the driver met the secretary at a bar. However, he was abruptly killed by the secretary. Of course, this was all worried by Renzi. Afterward, Renzi had decided to eliminate Taewoo. The scene shifts. The chairman announced at the family reunion that the group foundation's general manager would be the third daughter-in-law. This immediately drew the discontent of the second daughter-in-law, but decisions made by the old man cannot be changed. This caused her to turn accusations towards Hyun after the banquet ended. A prison guard received an order from Renkia. Immediately after, Taewoo was caught all alone.